mean we're late? It was always meant to be 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Santa is alive.
Good morning, everyone. Sorry for that we're late.
I was scared. I was like, because, I was like, normally she's pretty good with this stuff. She hasn't let me down yet. And then today I was like, it just kept getting closer and closer to the time. I'm like, oh, fuck, is something wrong? Yeah.
You were like, can I finally get those views? So Sana died before the stream. I just got it confirmed.
There you go. All right. We got Big Bang Theory enthusiasts in the house. We got Jasper and DMFN first in the chat, who I actually went and saw the movie with the other night.
Oh,
that's right. So thank you. Thank you. So let's just get straight into it since we're running a little bit late, because we've been discussing this since before the movie came out. Like, the week the movie was set to come out, we were talking about it. We weren't going to do it until next week because I wanted to wait 2 weeks until the movie had been out. And Santa's like, they're going to forget the movie by then. So I was like, fine, we'll do it this week. But we haven't actually spoken at all about our thoughts on the movie. So I'm very curious to hear what Santa has to say because, she sometimes is one of those people.
one of those positive people.
Yeah. So I don't know. Do you want me to go or do you want to
go? You go first.
All right.
Because I'm actually interested in what you think because you're the bigger fan, right?
I'm the bigger fan, am I? I've seen some events. Don't feel nervous to say hi, mate. I am just a simple man. Don't get nervous to say hi to me. So let's just start with whether we thought it was good or not before we get into the little details. Overall, I left the cinema and I was happy. I thought it was fun. So I did a members only video. So when I went and saw it with my mate in the chat there, DMFN, afterwards we kind of had a beer. We chatted about the movie, and I said that it was it great? Maybe not great, but it was good to me. That's my if it's good or bad. What about you, Senna? What did you think?
Yeah, so I went to see it with my brother, who is a huge Predator fan.
Mm-hmm.
And he was very enthusiastic. He thought it was like a really good fucking movie, but I thought it was a good movie, but not a good Predator movie.
Ooh, well, that's similar to what my friend said. He said, he's not a huge fan, but like he's like, when I watch a Predator movie, I want to see like, skinned bodies and things like that, right? So
yeah, you didn't even once see that vision of his,
Well, yeah, you're right. You didn't not once.
No.
Oh, okay. I didn't actually pick up on that. Can't be worse than the Predator. Well, that's pretty hard. You'd have to try to be bad to be worse than the Predator. Have you seen it already, Josh? Did you guys see it in Japan? Josh here was in Japan while I was up there.
Ohio.
So basically, I guess I'll just start with the first 20 minutes was sick.
Ooh, yeah.
Right? So the first 20 minutes, like literally as soon as it starts, like the first 5 minutes in, I'm just sitting there like, holy shit, this is going to be fucking awesome. Right?
Right? Yeah.
It took like 20 minutes before the even main title came up.
Yeah. I was excited for that. I was like, oh shit's going to go down. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was very impressive.
They went down somehow.
What I was thinking was, I was like, are they really going to do a film that's mostly predators talking in a foreign language? Because that would be, it sounds odd. Like it's not very typical of a movie to do that. In fact, I mean, we'll get into it. Like as soon as, no, this is a spoiler review. So if you haven't seen it and you don't want to know, I would
everyone dies.
Yeah, put it in the watch later. Hit the watch later list. Go see the movie and then come back to this.
Put it on mute, but keep on watching.
Yeah, just imagine what we're saying. So as soon as Thea, is it?
Yeah,
I can't remember the actor. Yeah. So the film was pretty non-stop, right? And then as soon as sort of Thea came into it, straight away my brain kind of was just like, whoa, hang on. Do I want this kind of comedy in my Predator movie? Because she was very comedic from the get-go. Her introduction to the movie,
Yeah.
straight out.
Yeah, her yapping actually made me, go into like different positions in the cinema. Like I have to now not I have to fight my sleep now because this bitch is talking too much.
Yeah, it was pretty full on. So like I didn't I didn't just roll my eyes, but my brain was saying, it's kind of similar to I guess Alien Earth. We got to bring that back. I had to see the square in the top corner. Had to keep a little bit of Alien Earth in the stream. We got the sheep there.
Woo!
But
The goat.
yeah, I was kind of just like, this is not necessarily the direction I want it to be going in when she started becoming that sort of comedic character. Um, but as the film went on, I mean, I guess you just get used to her, right? And she does have her moments. Uh, but yes, that was the first thing that was kind of like, okay. But that didn't kill it for me. But I could totally understand if people instantly just hated it. But for me, that wasn't enough to push me and go, no, fuck this. I was still okay. How about you? How deeply upset were you by it?
Uh, well, I thought that was the boner killer for me. But then it started to go into Tessa, the Whale Utani synth that I want to see. It's kind of like everything that happened Whale Utani wise in this movie is what I wanted at Alien Earth. Um, but I really liked Tessa. Tessa was the one that made me sit up straight again and watch the movie. Um, but yeah, I think this movie was Predator wise a bit depending too much on other characters while you're talking about a predator. Um, yeah, so I thought she was talking too much, and then you had the little Grogu coming in.
Yeah, so that
Uh,
was definitely so at the end of in my members only video that I did, I said I did like a spoiler free thoughts on it, and I was like, the term I used in my video was that the comedy and the baby callus, whatever it's called, I was like, it made it feel kind of Hollywood, but the word I was looking for was Disneyfied, right? That was
yeah,
so now that I've watched YouTube videos, they're all like, it's Disneyfied. I was like, yeah, okay, fair enough. And last night after my stream with Mark, he hasn't watched it, but
oh,
he like he watches nothing but YouTube channels who trash everything, right? So he watches the Critical Drinker, I think his name is. But Mark said something. I was like, okay, I'll give him that. So, and someone else who watched my members video said, he thought it was mid, and it felt like a Mandalorian story. I was like, yeah, fair enough. It did. It definitely felt like. I think Mark was saying that the guy was saying that it felt like it was an unused Mandalorian script.
yeah,
Yeah, and you can
yeah.
definitely see
That's a
that.
good way to put it. Yeah,
Yeah, and yeah, I definitely agree. Um, I definitely agree that I felt that in it, but still overall it wasn't enough to for me to say, oh, it sucked because of that. You know what I mean? I think it still had it had heaps of addition to the lore, right?
yeah. I mean, I really did like the whole area when they went into like the Weyland Yutani colonial area or whatever it was. I thought that was really interesting. But yeah, we had a two-time Hawk Tuah moment in this movie. Um, so when he fought against that mother, then when she started sniffing him, I was like, oh wait, has it something to do with that little creature that spat on him? Yeah. Um, I also I can appreciate that they wanted to do something else with a Predator movie, but it also goes to show that it doesn't work. Because Predator, he's supposed to be fucking, scary and I don't know that you fear him. But in this movie, it's kind of like, hey man, want to be Facebook friends?
Well, as my Dave was saying, he was like, I don't know if I want my predator to have feelings, right? But
Yeah.
there was a lot of look. I found that sort of interesting. I guess it's stuff we haven't seen before. Like I said at the start, I was like, holy shit, this is how good will this be if this is literally just predators interacting with predators and monsters and there's like no dialogue? Imagine, right? And people would
Hmm.
say that doesn't work, but you know what? It can work because there's a movie out there which I've only seen once and I really want to watch it again, which basically had no dialogue and it was awesome. Apocalypto. Remember that movie? You don't remember that movie? So it was about like the Mayans, and I think Mel Gibson directed it. He might have even written it. I can't remember, but that was like a sick film, and there was next to no dialogue in it.
Well, a lot of old Hollywood movies that I dig have no dialogue in it.
Oh yeah, but we're talking about these days, right? So one thing
Oh,
that
I'm
also
sorry.
one thing that I also was really unsure about was when Thea first starts speaking to him, she speaks in Yacha, and I was like, that's fucking cool because I still believe that we could have had this movie which didn't really have the English dialogue. And then she did that thing, which is like, oh, I'll turn into this mode where people will just understand in their own language. And I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Did she just break the fourth wall? Is that what that was?
Probably.
And it
Hashtag
pretty much was,
American.
right? Because she said that. She's like, oh, I'll change into this mode so people just hear me in whatever in their own language. But there was no one else
They
but
don't have to read the subtitles.
you're talking to no one except for Oyacha. Why would you need that mode? You know what I mean? Like that was really bizarre to me. Yeah, yeah. Like that was to me, I was just like,
Hmm.
that was them like, we need to have an English speaking role in this. And I would love to see a movie where they didn't feel like they needed that.
Yeah. I mean, I watched Alien versus Predator earlier this week,
Yes,
right? I
I
mean, we
saw.
will talk about that movie eventually. But I thought the way, I mean, they didn't even have like a way of communicating. They just looked at each other and went, you know?
Yeah, so they've never had that like when they because to the predator sounds are more that weird creaking crickety sort of like yeah. I mean look, I didn't mind I thought it was cool that they added a language. Like they should have a language. And I also didn't care, like people from the trailers were getting so mad about the way he looked. I was like, who gives a shit? It's predators. Like if it's an entire race, sure there's some that look different, right? I don't know. I didn't find that a big deal at all. And they explain it pretty much. He was the runt in the litter. You know, he should be different. He's a little short king predator.
Short kid. Yeah, I mean, this is, you know, just like Alien Earth, this is something that you can show in a kindergarten, right? Like, if this was on back in the day when I was a kid, dude, I would not be terrified of the Predator and Alien.
Okay, well, I actually didn't realize that they made it. So in America, it's PG-13 apparently. So I'm guessing it was M here. I actually don't know what I didn't know that it was going to be like that. I actually had no idea until afterwards. But it was still pretty brutal. Like there was brutal bits in it. But because they didn't do it to humans, that's how they got away with making it like a lower rating.
Yeah, and you didn't really see the most brutal parts. You just, you know, even with the fight against the brother, like you knew it was brutal, you know, but they didn't really show everything. So, but yeah, so what I liked was that the synths they only had like two versions of it, so they either look like Elle Fanning or they look like the one guy. And I was like, yeah, that
Yeah.
actually makes sense because why would you make all these different type of looking synths if you just have that one looking synth? And I thought that was awesome. And I thought first when Tessa was introduced, like, oh, this is going to be somewhat boring, but she being that evil synth like that turned the page for me. That then it became interesting, you know. And
Well, and you know when she's talking to Mother, and Mother's
yeah, since
basically
when does that's the first time we heard Mother speak, right?
I cannot confirm or deny that.
Because I don't think Mother ever. Well, I mean, you know that Mother replies, but you never heard Mother's voice before, right?
Nah, I think no. Surely we've heard Mother before. Surely that's not the first. Mother, yeah. Does Mother have a voice? I feel like that's happened.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's
Because
always
once
been
again,
text.
why read?
It's always been text.
Yeah, that was also kind of weird. Also, how Mother
Okay, it is
believed the
the first.
synth too
It is the
quickly.
first. Sorry,
Also, that Mother believed the synth so quickly when she said that
when she lied.
the Predator. Yeah,
Yeah, that was another thing. I didn't think synths were really that capable of. I didn't think a synth would lie. Like I was like, I didn't think they were programmed to be able to do such a thing and be deceiving.
that and when does Mother believe it right away? Because if anything, Mother is always the problem. But I was like, oh, okay, well, continue. Safe travels. That was kind of.
And NorCal, the fight sequence of the power loader was amazing. Yeah,
Ni hao!
we will get to some of the cool shit. Because one thing I liked about the character, I mean, did you like the character deck?
No. Because for a Predator, he was too dependent. I mean, the fight between the brother and the father was cool, but he had too many. He needed too much. He needed that synth from Wayland Utani. He needed that baby little thing, and he had that
No, but he
cool
didn't.
snake looking
He
thing.
didn't. He found a use for her, which is why he used her. She was a
But
tool.
still, I mean,
Um,
you can romanticize it, but I thought it was too many different things that was needed.
I think that deck was cool because from the very beginning, he's the outcast. He's thought of as the runt. He's thought of as weak, but he's like a badass from the beginning. He's like not for a second does he show weakness. He's like a badass from the beginning, apart from having some feelings. um, yeah, I don't know, and like yeah, because I mean, he's kind of like even when he gets to the place by himself, he wants to be dependent. He doesn't want any help or anything. Like he understands that he's a predator. I feel like he still stays true to being a predator, but I
But
mean,
he literally goes out with those beans hunting for that snake-like
yeah,
thing.
but that
Like
changes
turned
because he
into
has
the
no
whole
clan.
Lion King.
He has no clan. He has no clan. So he
Yeah, but
created a
since
clan.
when does Predator need a clan?
What do you mean? They hunt so they can be accepted into the clan.
He chose to go to the planet of death to prove something, but then he needs all these gimmicks.
Oh, did you notice? I didn't notice this at all.
Oh.
But did you know that what's the prey chick called? What's her name?
Uh,
Anyway, did you know she made a cameo in it?
did she? Oh, as a drawing?
No. So in the part, I didn't know this at all. I only saw this in breakdowns of the film. So in the part where he at the start where his brother makes him choose his prey and they're like flicking through all the shit. First of all, I was thinking, why wouldn't they have thrown a little xenomorph Easter egg? Wouldn't you think? They should have thrown a xenomorph Easter egg when he's choosing what his prey is going to be. But in that bit, apparently she's one of the things.
Oh. Yeah, well, why didn't they throw in a xenomorph? Because were already depending way too much, I think, on the alien lore, like everything being about Whale Utani. Which I liked. It's what I want to see for like Wayland Utani, but do I want to see it in a Predator movie?
Naru is her name. Thank you, Dave. Check this out. We've seen predators who hunt in their own unique ways. This is just something different. We're seeing the start of a clan, a predator that fights with a team rather than an individual. Now, that does exist in predator lore. Like from the comic book. So they do hunt, they can hunt in packs. And a lot of the times when they're sent out on their first hunt, sometimes they'll be, sent in a little group mission. But also, and I don't know Oh, they've touched on this in movies. When there's a predator that's kind of been I guess done something to upset the clan, they get kicked out and they're known as bad bloods. So I think Deck is obviously going to be a bad blood. And there's a lot of speculation that potentially he would then team up with other characters from the franchise who are human, like Arnie and Naru.
Ripley.
Deck's brother from the opening sequence told him to use his surroundings. That's right, and he does, and he gets better at that as the film goes along.
Yeah, we had more species activity going on in this movie in the first 30 minutes than we had in the entirety of Alien Earth. So, in that regard, it was cool,
There you go.
especially the plan thing.
The first AVP, 3 predators they send.
Yeah, and the story was that they had to kill the most powerful one in order to whatever it was. Which is
But we
also a
will get.
thing in this movie.
Hmm?
Which is also a thing in this movie. But what the fuck do I know about Predator?
Well, did you have a fear? Because obviously we touched on our very first episode where we touched on your fear of the xenomorph. Did you have a fear of Predator, or was it just
When
you
I was
just
a kid,
yeah?
yeah, fuck yeah, that Arnie one, especially when it took off the mask and it did, like all the light colors, like, yeah, and that's what I missed, the kind of horror thing.
Yeah, well, this movie was never going to have that with the rating that they were going for. So,
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think Alien Romulus was. I think that was also PG-13, right?
was it? I
And it
don't
was
know.
still
Well,
kind of
our
creepy to
rating is
me.
different. We have different ratings in America, so I don't know what you guys have. What do you guys have?
We have ratings too, and they're
I
like
know,
one day behind in the UK.
I, I, I know, but what are your ratings? So we've technically got G, which is literally anyone can, which is like the lowest form, and then we got PG. AVP was PG apparently. Okay. But again, we don't. So PG-13 here would be equivalent to our M. So we've got PG, which basically can be watched. It's recommended to have parental guidance, but most
Yeah,
kids shows are PG. Then we've got M, which is recommended for audiences 15 above. Recommended, so you can still technically watch it. And then we got MA, which you have to be 15 and over. And then we got R, and there's never like an R-rated movie is so rare down here. It used to be. So before MA existed, R used to be more common. Once MA came out as 15, restricted to 15 and over, R movies are so rare. They barely exist.
yeah. Well, I mean, we have the same system over here, so yeah. But even Alien versus Predator had some creepy moments. I was like, okay, where's the xenomorph? Show me the xenomorph. And then there was like a lot of darkness. So you kind of know what you're stepping into. But with this, it was just I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad movie though, but
I mean, all right. Well, let's maybe focus on some of the good things. Obviously, there were things you liked about it. I mean, like overall, you didn't. Like I said, you lean more towards good than terrible, right?
yeah, I mean, like I said, everything Wayland Yutani was made the movie for me. Like it had also kind of like some Blade Runner feels, when it started raining, but also kind of like Alien 3 feels, when they were wearing those ponchos in the rain. It kind of like made me think of near the end of Alien 3 when they all come in, like, you had that one Asian guy speaking really bad Japanese accent, like, why do you say Ripley? We are here for Ripley, or whatever the fuck he says. It kind of reminded me of that moment. But I thought that was cool, like they had some Blade Runner vibes. I liked the action sequence of Thea with how she was fighting with her upper body, and then her legs were also like kicking and shit. I thought that was cool.
But that's like comedy, right?
And it's not Predator. So yeah, yeah, like I said, everything that I liked about this movie is like Wayland Yutani part. But yeah, well, I did like the action sequence that he did with that snake, you know, because I thought that was cool, or whatever it was that was like going around him at the end. I thought that was cool. But was it a snake?
The snake. Oh, the how he has the eel thing,
Yeah,
and he shoots the synths with it pretty much.
yeah, yeah. I thought that was cool. I wrote down a snake-like spitter was cool.
You know why? Because he learned how to use his surroundings.
Ooh.
That was all part of it. He used that weird plant that explodes with darts coming out of it. He used it all as weapons. Everything in the planet he started using as weapon.
Yeah, but I still don't like it as a Predator movie. And that's also because I thought that if the brother and the father are supposed to be like the strong people, right? Why were they so leaning on that invisibility?
Well,
Because
that's you can ask all predators that. Apparently, I mean, it's a cheating mechanism, right?
yeah, but it feels different. But but now it was kind of like a survival thing, you know, when they're using it in other movies, at least from how I remember and feel about it. But now it's kind of like a cheating code, you know, like haha, try and fight me. Eh,
Well, that was something that's new. I don't think they've ever mentioned like that's a new addition to the law, like that you've kind of got to earn that cloak. You got to earn the cheat code.
yeah, you got. Yeah, I just thought that that was kind of
The snake knew where to
like a
shoot because he aimed it.
perfect organism.
Aimed it. Man, you guys saw Predator at the cinemas? That's you guys are old. I saw RoboCop at the cinemas though. I was 5.
Damn,
The
bro.
cloak is part of the code, and you pass the hunting ritual. We need to do a we need to do an episode eventually about the. I mean, I don't really know a lot. All the stuff I learned from about the law is more from YouTube videos, you know, because I'm not. I don't have time to read 30 years worth of comic books, you know.
No?
But that's why when it comes to Predator and Aliens films now and shows, whatever it be, the thing that fascinates me most is the additions to the lore. See, what Mark said to me last night, and I feel like he said this off air afterwards, we chatted for a bit. He was saying they should just make a Predator film that's set in, he said like Afghanistan or some war torn country. And I was like, yeah, but then you're just making trying to make the first Predator again. He goes, yeah, but it works. I said, yeah, but people will complain about that. People will complain that you're just trying to make the first one again. He's saying that formula works, but you don't want to just make this. That's like saying The Crow 1 and City of Angels. It's the same movie, but the second one is not as good because it's the same movie. It's just not done as well. That's what will happen if you make a Predator film like that. Like, I want expansions to the lore that are cool and then can keep going. So, I mean, I don't know if I want Arnie back in because they're talking about that, right? They're talking about, I mean, in animation, that
No.
makes sense. To bring him back in live action would be like, dude, what are you doing? Uh, unless they can make it make sense. I mean, I'm sure you could write something that makes sense.
100% his intro scene will be a cigar because I don't I feel like that's his comeback scene like the last 15 years. I'm back.
um, so yeah, I'm interested to see. I mean, what do you think of the ending? It's my mother.
Well, I mean, if the mother creature is as dangerous as the other mother creature that was eventually killed by the being frozen or whatever happened, I think it could be interesting. I don't know.
Well, have we seen female predators in movies?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. So, from what I heard about predator law, is that the females they don't hunt. Like the males do the hunting, and the females have like a whole nother role. They run shit. I think they run shit. I think that's what they do. So I guess people are speculating is like, has she come because she's heard about the shit that her son's been doing, and he's in big trouble.
Maybe it's a Japanese lady that you have on your chair. And we
Oh,
will have
yeah.
a Sindel moment for like Mortal Kombat 2 where he goes, Mother, and you're alive. Too bad you will die. Maybe
Well,
we'll get like
I would love to see that story in live action because they kind of do it. I think it's AVP1. Doesn't the Predator at the end draw the symbol on the chick?
yeah.
Yeah, so that's what they do to that character. I think they draw that thing on her. So I think some people thought that was a nod to that. And I don't know, but I would like to see that live action, like a human that's accepted into the clan. That's cool. But
Yeah.
if
Oh,
but if they did that, all you guys will complain.
it's totally woke. Yeah, unless it's a babe, you know. You got to get probably that Sydney Sweeney chick, right? Because didn't she piss off the Wokies with the a Levi commercial or
With the
something
Gene
like
ad.
that?
Yeah. Well, good on her. Good on her when they're like they wanted to apologize. She's like, I don't give a shit. I just made an ad. Good on you. That's what I say.
Get a real
Um,
woman in there, bro. But then it has to
uh,
be a Japanese woman, right? So
well, that's her name. If you've seen some of the, so for those who don't know what we're talking about, there's a
Scarlett
female,
Johansson.
there's a female character. I've got a figure of her on my. I can't be bothered getting her, but Santa noticed her on my little video I posted on Instagram. She's like, "Who's that?" And I was like, "You know what? I don't know a lot about her. I pretty much learnt about her through watching lore videos and YouTube videos. She's a character who obviously is some sort of badass chick, and the Predators accepted her into their clan. But she has like a Japanese sounding name. But there's like statues of her. I was like, she don't look Japanese. Whoa,
Oh, a thumb. Ooh.
yeah, my camera does these things. Anyway, was there any other things in your notes that you had to tear apart?
Yes, Tessa fighting in the
in the
end.
big,
You know,
in the big,
the aliens reference,
yeah.
but damn, that shit was violent. So at least the way it felt violent. The way that she was like charging and stuff, it kind of reminded me of the Queen in Alien versus Predator, because that motherfucker was wild. That's why I liked Alien versus Predator. I mean, it's a dog shit story and all that shit, but that Queen charging, you know, and like no surrender. It just, I don't know. I thought that was kind of cool. Uh,
You
yeah,
liked
that fight was
AVP. All
cool.
right. That's well, just so everyone knows, the next episode of CinemALIEN is going to be the AVP movies. Both of it. So you haven't watched number 2 yet, right?
No.
All right. So I'll go and watch both again. Ugh, I can't believe I got to sit through the second one again. That's tough. Because the
Even
first
my brother
one,
said it, like, don't watch it. You can skip the second one. It's like, okay.
it's almost on the level of the Predator. That's
Oh.
how full on
Watch
bad it is.
me. Okay. We could probably get a bingo card ready right now. A Cinemalian bingo card. How I will probably love that movie. It's like, oh my
And
god,
then
this is
you
what I
can't give me
want.
shit. And you can't give me shit for liking Alien Earth.
We need that wild card, Simon. It's probably going to happen.
Oh, something else I thought they should have done as well. So when they go to rescue the Callus, the mum, um, I think someone's like says to Deck, she goes to Deck, "What are you going to do now?" And she goes, he's like, "Oh, I'm going to go collect my trophy." Right. So I thought what would have been cool was if they killed everyone and then he goes back to his planet to his dad, and because no one's ever been able to kill a Callus, right? Like predators are scared of this creature. I thought it would have been cool if they didn't kill off the Callus and he went back to the planet Yacha Prime, saw his dad, and he came home riding the Callus. I thought that would have been cool.
Yeah,
It's like
or
I
that they
didn't.
would probably find some medicine that it would take a bit for it to regenerate, so that like here's the head, and then the rest of the body comes in.
I was surprised they killed it off, to be honest. Oh, but then I guess he's got the baby Grogu one, so
Yeah, I mean it's typical Disney, right? Bambi, the mother dies, Mufasa dies in The Lion King. Now, again, the Wayland Yutani thing is it really reminded me of the alien books that I've read so far. It's like, you arrive on some fucking planet and then shit will go down. I was like, it's like brought to life. So seeing that really got me excited. So yeah, I also like the yellow color in the movie.
The yellow color.
Yeah, the yellow Wayland color. Also, what year was this taking place? Because I guess I missed that part.
I should know this because I've heard them say it many times. Someone in the chat help us out on that. When is Badlands set in the Alien Predator universe? Boba Fett rode the Rancor. He did. He did. in the Boba Fett series. So yes, they should have done that. It's Disney. They should have been like, let's take a page out of the Book of Fett. 300
again,
years 300 years after Romulus.
damn.
Yeah, so I'd be interested to see how all these because apparently Dan Trachtenberg, apparently the original script was supposed to be Deck and Naru from Prey, but then he changed his mind. Would that have been a better film?
No, because I think Prey is good on its own, and I mean it's kind of like what you touched upon yesterday with Mark, right? Like when a sequel tops, I don't think a sequel could top that.
A sequel to Prey, but do you not? Not everyone loves Prey. Like a lot of people like Prey. Not everyone loves it. Mark doesn't love it. He doesn't hate it, but he just thought it was. He says it has its problems. I really like Prey,
Yeah.
and I'd love to see. That's why when they did the reveal, did you watch Killer of Killers yet?
No.
So when they do the big reveal and you see Naru, like that's a big deal because people love that character. She's cool.
Yeah, she is cool.
So I think that was almost like a passing of the torch. All right, she's going to take over this franchise, and how are we going to get into these stories? Well, Predators collect these people, and they fucking can go through any fucking timeline. That's cool. That's a cool addition to the lore. That can make a lot of things make sense.
Yeah, and then they try a story that is kind of like, well, I do think it's either you really love this movie or I don't think there's really like an in between.
Well, look, I did really enjoy it, but I can see the flaws in it, and I can see the things that people wouldn't like. Like I said, I didn't hate that. What's the actress Elf? Well, I didn't hate that Thea was like the comic sidekick, but like it didn't kill it for me. I was like, all right, it just is what it is, right? That's just how her character is, and she had moments where she was, like a serious character too. The baby Grogu aspect of it was a little bit probably harder to swallow, but again, it did things which kind of made the story be like, oh, well, that makes sense. Like it spat on him and it saved his life.
I saved your life.
So yeah. I
also like the comedy part. The one thing that I actually laughed was where she was like trying to attach her legs to her body again, and then the legs flew away after something hit. I thought that was funny. But yeah, I do have a sense of humor.
Do you? So who was Grogu? Grogu was Bud. Is that the baby? The baby Kalisk was Grogu.
Yeah, the Haktua guy, boy.
Anything else that you have in your notes there? Because I realized I stopped writing my notes halfway through my notes. I didn't get too deep into my note because you know what else? So something I used to always struggle seeing movies at the cinemas. I used to always fall asleep, not because the movie is boring. Right? It's just I think it's just sitting in darkness and looking at the screen. My eyes get really tired. And I went through a string of movies where I fell asleep. Like I fell asleep through some bangers: Tropic Thunder, Dark Knight Returns. Oh no, it's just called Dark Knight, isn't it? I fell asleep through all these movies. It hasn't happened for a while, but every time I go see a movie, I always have this fear that I'm gonna get sleepy. And I was halfway through the movie, I was struggling. It wasn't until I started. I've got a bad habit of ripping my nails. I started ripping one of my nails, and you know when you rip it and it's got to that point where you're like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna bleed." That woke me up.
Eh. Well, why do I feel it?
Yeah.
So 10 years from now, Simon will be a cutter in the movie theater. Gotta stay awake, stay awake. I need
What else
feelings.
you got? What else you got in your notes?
La, 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 la. Well, yeah, I think we touched upon it so far. Everything. I also like, I thought so. I liked the movie, but not as a Predator movie, and I think you're pretty much the same on that. Um,
Well,
I like.
it was a Predator movie, so like I like the movie. It just had aspects that I wouldn't have. I could have gone without. Like, yeah, I want a more serious Predator movie. Like the thing that pissed me off about the Predator the most was it took me a bit of time before I realized, wait a sec, are they trying to make this a comedy? Because it's not working. Like, because you haven't seen that one, have you? The Predator.
I have watched them all,
Oh
but
man,
a
it
few
was.
years ago.
I very rarely cannot get through a movie because it's bad. Like, I sat through the Crow remake. I sat through the whole thing. Have you
I
seen
never
that?
watched that one. No.
Oh, like they warned me, but when people say that, she's man, I need to judge myself, right? So just shut up and leave me alone. Let me watch it, right? And then I watched it, and man,
I
that's
bought in my teenage days where I was living on allowance money. I bought an import version of The Crow with the kid from Terminator 2, and it was
Eddie
quite
Furlong, yeah,
expensive.
yeah.
It was so expensive, and you had the Tara Reid or something in it. And
It also had David Boreanaz, Angel.
yeah, I was just like, wait, did I seriously spend that much money on the movie that just fucking sucks?
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
bad. Eddie Furlong
yeah.
as the Crow is an interesting choice.
But is the Predator the one that takes place on like Earth, on like the school and stuff, or
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
like
I think so. I barely
outside on
remember
the
it. Like,
street?
yeah, yeah, and I'm pretty sure he's a dog. I think the Predator has a dog in it, like a predator dog. Yeah, it was. I
What?
couldn't.
But it's okay in Aliens or Alien
Yes.
3? Oh,
Yeah. Well, they kind of. But
yes.
that's what aliens do. That's what xenomorphs do. All right. Here's a question. Now you're talking about Badlands, right, Dave? What scene did you think was the most lame eye roll?
I think actually near the end where Elle Fanning, Thea was kind of like really putting the emphasis on deck of the Yautja. I was like, okay, we know, but now it's kind of like, oh, who's that? Oh, that's Mother. I was like, yeah, you've been trying so hard to sell it that you know that this is a new gang now. We get it. Shut up.
I don't know that stuff didn't bother me. That kind of
No.
stuff. That kind of stuff makes it feel comic book like. Because comic books are ridiculous, right? I mean, don't get offended, anyone, because we both are into comic books. But when you have stuff that's so far fetched, it makes it feel comic book like. So
Cancel.
for me, I was okay with it. Mine was when Deck lit up the flammable barrels and it showed him raising his sword with explosion background. Come on, man.
Oh, a typical action movie shot.
I think the main part where I kind of almost really rolled my eyes was just hearing Thea talk in the first place. I was like, oh fuck. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know if this is what I want, but I wasn't just going to get angry. It is what it is. I accepted it and moved on, and it was fine.
I do have to say that I only watched 2 trailers. I don't know how many trailers are out there, but I do appreciate the fact that I don't think we ever got to see the evil one, Tessa, in the trailers.
Well,
And that
I think you see her, but you don't know that it's a different her. You just think it's
Okay,
the one synth.
but it being an entire Whale Utani thing, I didn't know that was going to happen, so I was pleasantly surprised with that. But yeah, what?
I was gonna say, it's Tess that's getting repaired, right? In that bit when she's talking to Mother and she's all fucked up. That's Tess,
No,
isn't it?
that's yeah, Tessa. Yeah,
Yeah. So that part was in the trailer, but you just thought it was the other one. You just
Tia.
thought it was yeah. What are you gonna say?
Yeah, but so did they also say that they were like also in like a pack, but only Tessa survived? I don't know, but fuck it, it doesn't matter. I appreciate the fact that they tried to go in a different direction with this movie, which just proved to me that it's something that I don't want to see in a Predator movie. Please make Predator violent again. Please bring back that vision of his, because I missed that in this one. Because it kind of makes it like it gives me that dangerous feeling, like, ooh, something is about to go down, and now it didn't happen. And please don't make Mother speak again.
I I think it just would have been cool if they kept the same. If the first 20 minutes was just nonstop like that, nothing but Yacha language, um, no comedic synth. And again, these things are whatever. Like I'm fine with it, and I still enjoyed the movie. Like I like the movie. I did. I did like the movie. It was just those things I could have. I wish. Yeah, I always prefer a serious tone in movies like this. So that was the only thing. So I understand the people that get angry that it was Disneyfied.
Angry, I'm so angry right now. um yeah, I like the fact that they brought in a Wayland Utani lore again. I guess I'm a Wayland Utani whore. So I really like that part, and I hope they will expand more on that. And it doesn't necessarily have to be the xenomorph, right away, because it can be a build up. Um, that it's like something like really cool, which I highly doubt it will happen in this franchise if this is how it starts. But let's not be negative, Nancy. It's not a movie that I feel like, oh, I have to go back to the cinema and watch it again, just like I did with Romulus. I watched Romulus 4 times at the cinema. I was really into that one.
I would watch Badlands at the cinema again.
Really.
Yeah, I would watch it again. It was fun. It was a fun movie. It is. You can't deny that it was just a fun movie.
But for a sec, I do think it's a movie that you have to see at the cinema, especially because of the cinematic shots. I think that is cool. But to see it again, unless you have a subscription, that you can go in for free, I say go for it. But if you're going to pay for your ticket, I say nah, for a
I
second
would.
time viewing.
I think that it's still a fun, enjoyable ride. Was it perfect? No. But overall, it was different. It brought new things to the lore. Yeah, it had a lot of cool aspects to it. Um, but yes, it definitely was Disney-fied.
So out of a 10, how much would you give it?
I don't know, 7? Is that high? 7's all right. 7's like good.
I'm surprised it actually scores that well on IMDb. It's like, okay,
Well,
people actually.
majority love it, and I think the people that hate it the most are usually the purists, and that's going to always be the case with this sort of shit. I'm not a
I'm not
purist.
even a purist.
Yeah, but you're like this fucking film critic who fucking wants to dissect everything. You ask
That's
too many
not
questions.
true.
Oh, all right, off topic. All right, I saw this video and it freaked me out. Right, so you know the movie
What,
I
season
Robot.
2?
You know the movie I Robot with Will Smith. It's quite old
Yeah,
now.
never watched it though.
Oh, okay, so a guy was talking about how there's a rumor going around that in iRobot, there's a shot where you see the robot and he's actually got a Whalen Yutani logo on him.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then, which led a whole bunch of people in the comments I saw saying, oh, Whalen Yutani also make appearances in this, and all these other movies that have nothing to do with Alien Predator.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty
And
crazy,
yet
isn't it?
Tyrell is not happening.
I know, right? It will happen one day.
One day.
Like the movie
Fucking
didn't
Jared
feel like a
Leto.
Predator movie. Well, it was a Predator movie. It was about a Predator. The Predator was the protagonist.
He's so aggressive, people. He really wants that sponsorship.
I just want, yeah. I reckon it would have been so cool if this movie was like Apocalypto and just no English dialogue whatsoever. Like even when I did like when I did my trailer reaction, I was like, "Oh, this looks awesome!" And then as soon as I saw the synths, I didn't know there were synths at the time. I was like, "Oh no, not humans! Why can't we have a movie with no humans in it?" Because that's what pissed me off about AVP. The whole tagline. I was excited for AVP, and I wasn't like a crazy alien predator person back then. You know, I liked the stuff, but I wasn't obsessed with it like I am now. When AVP came out, they whole kept advertising that no matter who wins, we lose. Humans lose. Guess what? We didn't lose. It's like all those versus movies that came out back then. It was always no one won in the end. It's like, why can't you just fucking pick a winner? Just pick a winner. Who gives a shit?
But hello, this was still in a time where every trailer started with one man, one Earth,
I love those trailers. Leave me
one
alone.
war. So it's
There was no,
typical from that time, you know.
there was no spine ripped out from the skull. Well, there was Tessa's skull in the end. So there you go.
Speaking of true horror, so 2 days ago it was announced that Alien
Yes.
Earth
Well,
is getting a season 2.
I think we'll end on this. The funny thing is, right? 3 days ago, I watched a YouTube video from a pretty big YouTuber who does a lot of videos on Alien and stuff, and his whole video is about how Alien Earth season 2 is in danger. It might not even get a second season, all this stuff, right? So I watched this bloody whole 10, 15-minute video, and literally the next day, Alien Earth 2 confirmed. I was like, motherfucker, wasted my 15 minutes. Um,
Yeah.
so what do you
So
think? What are
yeah.
your thoughts, Sana?
Well, I think we already spoke about it the last time. I am curious where they're going with this. Am I excited for this at the moment? No, but I'd like to be surprised. Perhaps now, you know, I mean, that there are people that actually really, really love this show. I see in the comments, I'm just like, are you okay? You know, but yeah, they really love the show. I'm like, maybe I hope that something good will come out of this, like a good show. Like the first 2 episodes, they were really good. Um, I'm curious, like, what was the reason they also released that clip of Sigourney Weaver meeting the cast? Like, was it something that already happened months ago, or was it something that just happened now? Are they trying to, make us speculate, like, ooh, Ripley is coming, or what? I don't know. Wait, what?
He said, "Feeling is mutual, Simon. How much time I have wasted watching your content." Very good. Do you
Uh,
think they could save the? Do you think they could save Alien Earth in the second season?
I think they could if they, in episode 1, just nuke Boy Genius Island, and then shit
Mhm.
escalates.
Well,
Fuck
that's
yeah.
what we said during our podcast. We were like, it would have been cool if each season focused on a different corporation, but the story started and ended. The fact that he was only given a season, but then wrote it to be like a multi-season story. It's like, well, that's stupid. You didn't even know if you were going to get a second season. And that one of the videos I watched was saying that that's Alien tradition. The tradition in the Alien franchise is to start a story and not finish it.
Yeah. Unless your name is James Cameron and 20 years later you're releasing the rest of Avatar dog shit.
Yeah, I didn't like the first Avatar. Not that I didn't like the first Avatar, just wasn't my thing. I felt like I watched three movies in one, and only one of them was good. So,
Well,
all
I
right.
mean, let's hope that the continuation of Badlands, if there is one coming, you don't know, because maybe this is just the ending shot. Uh, if there is, I hope there will be a bit more. like old school Predator in it. It's just a
I
bit
think
more
those days are
violent
over.
action. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I
I think those
mean,
days are over.
they tried with Romulus. I mean, they had some ridiculous shit in Romulus going on, but they tried, and it really
I
had the
think
creepy factor at times. So
I think it's all going to be about storytelling now, and not so much about the violence and gore, which I'm fine with. It's like, yes, it should be brutal and stuff like that, but if story's all we got, I'm okay with that as
don't
long as
make
it's
it
good.
about feelings, because that's what fucked me up with Terrifier 3. I mean, if you ever watch the franchise, it was about feelings. I'm just like,
Really, what he has
no,
feelings.
no. I mean, it was all about the drama, about the girl. I mean, I get it. Her entire family got fucking butchered. I don't give a shit. I don't want to talk about her traumas and listen to it for like 3 fucking hours. Don't. If you're gonna write a movie, don't don't include feelings, please. If it's going to be like a horror character movie, it's just so boring. But then, when does a good horror movie includes a good story? Because it's usually the one character that makes the movie. So yeah, but not
Feelings
not
make
not
you
in
care
Predator.
about feelings make you care about that character. Okay,
Okay, so you're going to get a figurine of this Predator of this
I
movie, and
definitely
then
am. I
you're
am
going to put him
definitely
in a
going to get
bed.
I'm definitely going to get a figurine. You know how good it's going to look on my shelf with her half torso hanging off his back? That's going to be sick.
Well, the half torso is cool. That's a cool shot. Yeah, I admit that's a cool shot. But yeah, the deck of the Yautja.
All right. Let's wrap it up, Sana. When we return for CinemALIEN episode 6, that's right. We're keeping this bad boy going. Eventually, we'll get to a point where we're just making up shit. Or maybe we'll do comic book reviews and shit like that.
But they keep releasing shit for us, you know. I mean, Alien Earth season 2 is for us, you know.
Eventually, we'll probably just have to rewatch the entire both franchises.
Oh, I thought Alien Earth was.
Well, that too. But that
Oh
Alien Earth
hell
season 2 won't be ready till 2028, I reckon.
no!
Is what
Fucking
I'm looking at.
hell, bro.
And by then, people will truly have stopped caring.
Well, I'm way old then, so yeah, perhaps
We might not
I'm
even
in a
be
midlife
around.
crisis. Perhaps my midlife crisis will appreciate the feelings and the Stranger Thing lore. Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe we'll try to work because I'm pretty busy over the next few weeks. Maybe over the Christmas period, maybe we work out an AVP episode,
Yeah.
and we'll talk about both films. Both.
Both.
That's right. Uh, I I actually am excited to rewatch the first one because as bad as it is, it still has its moments, and it's not as bad as it's just number 2 is just a whole nother level of shit. You have no idea what you're in for. Good luck with that. So
Thank you, but good luck to you knowing what's coming.
yeah, I know. Oh,
It's worse for
must
you
be,
than it is for me.
must be on my
And-
phone the whole time. All right. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in. Remember, if you guys are tuning in late and you want to re-listen to this whole epic podcast, it's available on Spotify. I think I have a link in the description. I also have a link to Sanimation's channel, which she never posts on anymore. Are you doing
Soon
anything?
I will. Yes, soon
Cinemalien?
I
No,
will.
Cinemation's back.
Cinemation. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm still picking a time in a place, but I found a victim. We are going to talk about Ju-on and The Grudge. So the Japanese
Oh,
version versus the American version.
oh, that's a good one. From CinemALIEN to Cinemation. There you go. Subscribe to Sanimation and yeah, stay tuned. We will have another one coming hopefully in a month's time. Yeah, sounds
Until
good.
then,
Hopefully Santa
fuck
won't
it.
scare the shit out of me and be late next time.
I'll stay off the mats.
That's right. That's right. Stay off the drugs. All right. Have a good night, everyone, and keep it
Have a good
simple.
Thanksgiving.
That's right. Thanksgiving. We don't do that over here. See yous.
Oh, fuck them.